My name's Abigail Moncrief, curator of this year's Experimenta biennial, our 5th biennial of media arts called Experimenta Speak to Me. The biennial is really about how it is to be together in an interconnected age. Contemporary art really uses a lot of technologies that used to really be just the province of media arts, but now everybody's really caught up, being less about technology, but more about how artists are using it.
Sparrowhawk is a 3-channel video installation. Show the game of Sparrowhawk. I've removed the figures of the players and just left behind their shadows and effect on the ice. So the work itself is really composed by these moving shadows. I'm interested in the effect that we have on the world, in those repercussions of our actions and of our passing that might be so subtle as to go unnoticed if there's a big solid person sitting there. Because I was looking at connections, I guess I wanted to underline that a little bit more by flashing the figures into visibility, because the flashes are so fast that you don't really get an identity. Everyone sort of still remains anonymous.
A lot of the artists in Experimenta are dealing with these issues of interconnectivity and where it leaves us. Another highlight of the show is by French artist Senecosm, who are creating a gorgeous interactive work that requires the audience to touch and stroke and caress each other to produce an array of light and sound effects. Interesting work to experience in the context of the exhibition with strangers in the audience and sort of crosses physical boundaries.
We like to create intimate installations where all the time people can create physical links and not only virtual links. It's not only an interactivity with the artwork, but it's more how an artwork can create relationships between audience.
My name is CJ Huang. I'm showing an installation called Slab to Unlock. I use a lot of everyday house materials like plastic, garbage bags, desktop computer cooling fans to create these organic creatures. A lot of these materials, they're made for a very specific function. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking all these different materials and I'm making them work together. People with more of the electronic background, they tend to be looking at the circuitries and the technical aspect of the work. Some people see it as different types of sea creatures. Sometimes when I look at it, yes, it does look like a sea creature. Some days when I look at it, they just look like a bunch of breathing garbage bags attached to a plastic container.
Another highlight of the show is commissioned artist Katie Turnbull's work. It's a gorgeous 3-channel animation. The audience become participators and creators of a digital animation image.
Modern Vanitas is a reimagined zoetrope in a way, so it's animations that play on a record player, so when they spin the animations come to life, but it's not actually visible to the human eye. It can only be seen through a camera, and I guess the aim is for people to interact with the moving image, and this kind of breaks it down. It shows the frames replacing each other and just brings the moving image to life, and that's kind of also not that the person who's operating it is the performer, but they're controlling the framing and what's playing, what's not, and while other people kind of watch them play with the work as well. We live in a society where everything is interactive, so I guess interactivity has lost its shine, and to look back at old analog technology is just a more interesting way of interacting with things.